Hello, I'm Michel Fambro, and this is Chair Chat number 13. I call this episode A Big Mac and a Gun. Now, I need to explain a new character by the name of Willie. Now, I mentioned in one of the previous videos how bands were starting to, we were renting storefronts. And so you have your storefront, people that are walking by, the windows are usually open. You can see inside. And if you want to walk in and watch the band, practice, you can do that. This is how I met Willie. Willie just kind of came in and he never left. But he actually became a good friend. And, he really interesting guy. Boy, I'm telling you, he loves sunflower seeds. He would just always be eating sunflower seeds. But one of the cool things about Willie was he always had some very, very cool jobs as far as we were concerned. He had a job working in a Church's Chicken. I don't really know if they exist anymore, but they were really popular, at the time. And also McDonald's. He worked at McDonald's. Now, this was great because there was a policy back in those days where once the business closed, the staff could take the leftover food. They could take it home. You were allowed to do that. I think these days that's forbidden. You got to throw it out. So this basically meant that, Willie would let us know that he's going to come back with some food. And this is great, So he comes back and he's got bags of McDonald's this, McDonald's that. And so it was great to be able to eat. You got like 2 Big Macs, maybe 3. I mean, we're young kids. We could do that. This was so great. So anyway, there was that. We loved that. And then there was, the same thing at Church's Chicken. But I guess I should let you know that chicken was always a big issue for me because I really didn't eat much of a lot of chicken when I was young, mainly because my mother, it was forbidden for me to eat chicken. As she wouldn't let me do it because as far as she was concerned, I didn't eat the chicken to the bone. So she thought that, I was wasting way too much meat and she wouldn't let me eat it. So, so I just never would eat much of chicken. But, when Willie worked at Church's, and usually, we're talking like after midnight, he would come back with all the goodies. My folks sleep out for the count, so I can eat the chicken however I want. This was great. So anyway, that was a great deal of, of fun. Then there was this one particular Friday night. And of course, Friday, everybody's happy, right? We've got the beer garden, and there's the guys sitting out in front. He would always have some guys in front of the beer garden, and they'd sing. They'd always, they were usually drunk out of their mind. They'd have their bags of alcohol, in a paper bag. But boy, these guys could sing. But anyway, so in the Chinese, we're at the Chinese restaurant, takeout in a place. We're going to order some stuff, shrimp fried rice, my favorite, egg foo young, somebody's favorite, and, different dishes, Pepsi, indeed. And then we're going to come back to my house. We always congregated at my place. So we were going to eat there. And so anyway, I go to order the food, and my friend Willie and my trusty buddy Darnell, they're sitting and they're waiting for me. So there I am. I put my order, in the store. What do you want? I'll have Well, anyway, somebody comes through the door, and it was somebody that we recognize, from, the neighborhood, not our neighborhood, but maybe around the corner. We recognized him, but we didn't really know him. And, he's like, yo, man, give me your money, man. And you're like, wow, I'm being robbed. So it's not like you could say, well, I don't have any money because you're ordering Chinese food. So you just kind of like, you're just standing there and you're like, boy, you didn't know what to say. So now he just got anxious or impatient, and he had a gun. He pulled out a gun and he pointed the gun at my chin. Yo, man, give me your money, man. And only thing I can think of, I mean, I didn't say it, but it certainly crossed my mind, and that was like, shouldn't you be robbing the Chinese people? It's like, clearly they had more money than I did. But in all fairness, they had the plexiglass, thing there, so maybe that wasn't, I guess he couldn't, do that. So, I'm looking up to look at the Chinese people to see, to say call the cops or something like that. They were nowhere to be found. I think they left the planet. And so, it's like, wow. I mean, I couldn't believe it. It was the first time, you're being robbed by somebody with a gun, and you're a kid. This is shocking, right? So then he stepped it up again, and this time he pointed it, say like at my nose, the area there. The thing is where it was up in this area, I could look down the barrel, and then I see like this cross. Now, I didn't know a darn thing about guns, but something told me this is a fake gun. That was my hunch. Heaven forbid, that I was wrong or something like that. But I had assumed this is a fake gun, and I just started laughing. And I'm like, you're going to rob me with that? Now, my buddies, that are sitting down, they have no idea what's going on, and they think that I've totally lost my mind. Oh, man, Mick's going crazy, So finally, at the snap of a finger, my buddy Darnell jumps up, knocked the gun out of, the dude's hand. So the gun goes to the ground, and he runs out, and, we felt, well, we got to do something. So we chased him. We didn't know what we were going to do, should we catch him? But, it's like, well, we got to do something. So we chased him for a block. He got away. I'm sure we were happy about that because we didn't know what we were going to do with him. So good. We chased him. Then we make our way back to the Chinese restaurant, and to get our food. And the Chinese people appeared. Wow, this was so good. So we get our food, and we paid for it. So now, as we start to open up the door to leave, the guy comes back who had initially robbed us, and he's got like a gang of guys out there. And they've got like a bottle ready to bust me on the head, but my friend Darnell saved me from that. And oh man, so now they're chasing us. So we're running for our lives, trying to get to my house, which really wasn't that far from the restaurant. And we made it. We certainly made it. Probably most of the food made it back. And so anyway, I will leave you with that. If you'd like to make a donation, please do. It would be greatly appreciated because, I do have a taste for Chinese food. But I will leave you with that until next time. Thank you.